it's Delia. Today I'm going to be sharing things that I've learned about self-love through my personal journey. And why I'm sharing this, it's because how can I not? The things that I've learned about self-love, how to self-love, what is self-love, have honestly changed my life for the better. And if I had just known some of this stuff earlier, like really understood it sooner, I would have saved myself so much pain. Because I can honestly look back over the course of my entire life and pinpoint countless examples of when I've just completely disregarded myself, and as a result, it costed me my mental health, physical health, my sense of identity, my peace of mind. Like, the list honestly goes on. And so maybe you need to hear this, or maybe you don't. If you don't, then I welcome you to join me on this journey where I document what I've been learning currently in my life. But if you do need to hear this and it somehow encourages you just even a little bit, that is way more than what I can ask for. So, what is self-love? I feel like oftentimes we hear this get thrown around a lot, but what I've learned based on my personal journey is that self-love is about knowing your worth and then standing your ground on it. Now, where you find your worth, I can't say for you, although I will maybe slide in here to say, like, it probably is not based on your career, the friends you have, the house you have, the car you drive. Probably not those things. But anyways, yes, it's about standing your ground. Now, let me be clear that self-love is not a license to be a jerk, to have no empathy towards others, to put others below you, and to treat others like crap. This is not what self-love is. Like most things in life, it's all about balance. And for me personally, I'm coming from way the other end of the spectrum, where I would literally was like in a hole. I was a doormat being walked all over in the name of being a loving person and demonstrating love. So I'm just trying to come over to the middle a little bit, okay? You know what's really interesting, actually? Just yesterday I read this. Unconditional love does not mean unconditional tolerance. If I had known that sooner, things would be way different right now. But anyways, the key here is balance. So one of the first things I learned about self-love is to stop catering myself to others to the point where I'm losing every part of myself. Placing how others feel so much above how I feel or what I want. In my experience, when that happened, like I shared, like I lost my whole identity. But it doesn't even have to be that extreme, because here I have an example. Way back in elementary school, in grade 7 I think, I sprained my ankle, and then the doctor had given me a choice. Okay, like, do you want a tensor or do you want the boot to help it heal better and faster? Clearly the superior choice. I'm not even kidding you, this was my thought process. If I wear the boot, the people at school are gonna think that I'm a drama queen and that I'm making a bigger deal out of this sprained ankle than it really is. So then I deadass went for the tensor. And guess who? Guess who still has ankle problems to this day? Me. That small choice, that decision that I made based on what I thought others would be thinking, is literally costing me so much to this day. That's just one small example from my personal life, and maybe in your life it looks like having trouble saying no to others. I don't know. But let me just say this. The steering wheel of our lives is not meant to be in the hands of others. So let's just take that back. Okay? Our lives are not meant to be driven by other people. So the second thing I learned about self-love is to stop blaming myself for the consequences of others' actions. In other words, the outcomes of someone else's actions is not my responsibility. The way someone chooses to respond to a certain situation is not my responsibility. Now, this one was a hard one for me to wrap around because I didn't even realize I was doing it. But then in my reflection, I realized I so many times stepped in for things where I shouldn't even have been a part of. I have apologized for things I shouldn't have apologized so many times, and it just, for me, it caused me to be stuck in a situation that I shouldn't have been stuck in. And let me be very clear, this is not at all me saying do not apologize for things that you are responsible for, because like how I'm saying others are responsible for their actions and the consequences of their actions, so are you, right? So in a case where you did wrong someone, we gotta own up to it, please do. But I'm talking about if you are able to recognize, hold up, What's going on here is completely external from me and independent from me. Do not come in and put it on you, which is what I did. Blame it all on myself, carry it on my shoulders when it was not even my place to do so. So my encouragement is that if you are aware of this potentially happening and you can acknowledge it, draw the line and walk away. Easier said than done, but this is self-love. So the third thing I learned about self-love is all about maintaining my boundaries and to stop allowing others to disregard and dishonor them. The earth-shattering thing for me was learning that having boundaries is not selfish, it's self-love, and that we all have the right to outline what is safe for us. It could be thoughts, actions, energy, commitments. It's just about you knowing who you are. It's about you being aware of your preferences and your limitations and then being honest about it. You know, with all relationships that we have with our boss, family, friends, we all have the right to have boundaries, but also to lay it all out and to be honest about it. And that actually, I feel, is what helps relationships thrive. Because if we're hiding or just not communicating clearly what our preferences or boundaries are, like that can lead to a lot of miscommunication, hurt when boundaries are disrespected, right? So I think it's so important to know your boundaries and to communicate them. And lastly, the thing that I really struggled with was to maintain them. So let me share one quick example from my personal life where I just didn't know my worth, didn't know anything about holding boundaries, didn't know how to stand up for myself, etc. One of my first jobs, I worked with one person, and let me tell you, every single day was such a struggle. Just like her attitude, her energy, oh my gosh, like okay, like I can tell you how much it affected me, but I have something to show for it too. So because of simply working from her and all of the stress and pressure and anxiety that she had given me, this was literally what happened to my face. I began to develop cystic adult acne, and it lasted even a year after I had left that workplace. And the thing that sucks is I didn't know how to balance between, you know, being like a loving person and then also standing up for myself. My point of realization where I was like, damn, mad regrets, was when I went back to the workplace and there's a new girl working there. She's like 4 or 5 years old, younger than me, and she also experienced what it was like to work with that same coworker. I don't even know how we got started on that conversation, but somehow she ended up sharing that, yeah, she felt all of that too. But the thing she did differently was that she actually told the boss and told the girl, that coworker. And I was like, oh my gosh, how did you do that? Like I admire your bravery so much, your courage so much. And then this girl literally said to me, it's because I know my worth. And I was like, damn sis, what was I doing? Oh my gosh. This girl is living life and knowing how to stand up for herself, and here I am like just... It is so important to know our worth from a young age, from the beginning, okay? So yeah, that was another example of where I, once again, just didn't know my worth and didn't know how to love myself. And we are beyond that now, okay? This is like, we are way past that now. I am on a new wave, okay? Join me if you'd like, or maybe you already been here and I'm just hopping on real late. So as always, I would love to have a dialogue with you. Please feel free to comment down below your experiences or what your thoughts on self-love are. Follow me on Instagram also, because I think it's easier to chat there. And remember, you're loved. So let's go live our best lives, okay? I'll see you in my next one. Bye.